And hello, it's Ollie here from Zwift Races Central, coming to you today with the racing recap of the Winter Team Racing League, WTRL, from the Team Type 1, December 22nd. And I'll be starting off with the D grade, running through up into A grade, and then special mentions to the woman at the end. And yeah, that'll be the video today. We're in the start pens of the D grade here. We've got the streaming courtesy of Adam Steineke of the organising team, Team Type 1. You can see the little banner up in the top left corner by his watts, which are really big out of the start line here in the D grade. Look at the old attacking really hard, trying to get into the race as soon as possible, obviously, and obviously that's a pretty normal thing you see in Zwift, everyone attacking straight out of the start gates, and some love it, some hate it. Obviously these guys getting really stuck amongst it. We've got a couple of guys pushing the pace in the front of the D grade here, and it looks like it's beginning to split a little bit, with maybe a group of about 9 guys just edging off the front at the only a couple of kilometres into the race. So obviously these guys feeling strong, and maybe looking to just test out a few of their rivals and see where their legs are at during the early stages of the race. Unfortunately, our guy who's covering the D grade for us, Adam, had a bit of a dropout during the race, so we couldn't get some direct finish line footage for you guys. But I've got a page of Zwift Power up here, just the results, and we've got Laurent here out of France with the win by a couple of minutes over Nguyen and Dave Kerr out of USA and England respectively. So good job to you guys, and good job to everyone else getting out there and giving the race a go. We're in the C category now, video courtesy of Julien Beijer from the Team Experimental, and we can see him actually attacking like right now through the start-finish banner, 1/3 into the race, so that's 2 out of 6 laps done. Maybe just trying to split it, or there's actually one guy up the front about 15 seconds up the road, maybe trying to bridge to. Although when I've looked in the results at the end, that one guy exceeds the C category limit for the whole race and ends up getting put into the B category. So yeah, maybe a new rider, or maybe someone who's been training hard and getting stronger, and hopefully you can see him in the Bs in the future. D Anderson up the front there at 21 seconds, you can see up there. 600 metres to go here on the C grade, and it's all back together as we go over the cobblestones here. This will be our first look at in today's broadcast for the same finish that the Bs and the As will be taking on as well. And we've got one guy going early, this so bath salts out of Canada. He's gone really early, gone with about 600 metres to go, and going to use this little downhill before we kick up into the finish, which is actually a little bit of a uphill drag. And these guys will be really hurting at this stage, having to follow this long range attack. It's basically an attack. And he has actually kicked onto the finish. He's going really strong, about 8 watts per kilo at the front, and he's going to take the win over Dan Maluli and Kokochkin from Russia. And our guy who was doing the filming for us, well, not filming for us, but we're using his filming, is in 6th, it looks like. We're here in the B grade with Alice from Vision Cycling, which is my team on Zwift, so go Alice. And I've just got an attack for you here. We get an English rider from the Race 3R team trying to split the race really early, 34 k's to go, flying up the road. Gets 4 seconds pretty quickly, and he's followed by a couple of other strong riders. We've got Stronsholm from the Vikings team, O'Malley from Finesse, and our own recorder here, Alice Susnik. So obviously these guys trying to split the race early on. Maybe not liking their sprint so much. Maybe that's a tactic, or maybe just feel strong and yeah, just feeling strong and wanting to bring something to the race. And obviously, always love an attack. It always makes the race so much more eventful, fun to commentate, fun to race. So good job to these guys out there for making some good footage for me to commentate on. But unfortunately, I think this time it looks like it's not going to stay away from them. It's a long way out. Maybe a little bit later, we might see some other attacks. We've just come inside the last kilometre here with the B grade men's here, and it looks like there's a pretty big bunch here. We're gonna have so it looks like it's lining up for a big sprint finish. 800 meters to go. We've seen a lot of innovation riders in the peloton, and we've seen a few strong team type 1 riders as well. Obviously, coming out of the race organisation there. There was 700 meters to go. We're gonna come up to a left hand corner here, and then it's gonna drop down a little bit, and then up just a little drag into the finish. So maybe some of the lighter riders, maybe trying to take it a little bit late. Maybe some of the bigger guys, or some guys who don't favour their kick so much, you might be seeing heading it out of this corner with 500 meters to go, trying to get a jump on them. No one yet. No, we've got one guy. We've got looks like Stronsholm from the Vikings teams hitting it out early. But 200 meters to go. I can see 3 innovation jerseys coming up alongside as we start the climb. It's coming up to the finish, and 3 innovation riders I can see here. Yep. Oh, finesse rider coming up alongside. No, we got Jehu out of Wales. Don't really know how to pronounce some of these Welsh names so well. Someone can help me out with that later. But we had Innovation Cycling over another Innovation Cycling, Riddervold, and then O'Malley from Finesse. Great racing, guys. And we're at the A group, video courtesy of Casey Schuum. And I'm just looking through the start list here, and we got some big names. We got a new recruit to the Fusion ECT team, Julien Beijer, obviously the Danish national champion, and a regular in a lot of these Zwift races, really big name. And another few really top sprinters here, guys who are capable of pushing out over 15 watts per kilogram for the 15-second sort of sprint period. Guys like Jake Simmons and Johnny Rocket from Finesse, and Neil Ostenfeld from Team Type 1. And of course, we have Lars Husboller and his teammate and world number 1 on Zwift Power, Stevie Young from Innovation Cycling. And of course, Stevie is an out-and-out sprinter and probably race favourite going into this. We're about 3/4 into the race here, I think, with about 10 to 15 minutes to go, and we're seeing a full gas attack by Gavin Hughes from Team Type 1. And I've had a look at this guy on Zwift Power, and he is a strong rider. If I was looking for a breakaway, this is one guy that I would want to be following, and a solo move at this point of the race is very dangerous. And he's gone immediately out to 8 seconds. And his power very high, seeing on the right hand side there about 6 watts per kilogram while he's trying to make this gap. With 10 minutes to go, I mean, it's going to be a hard effort for him, but it's definitely not impossible if the bunch doesn't get their act together and start rolling through to try catch him and through the next rollers coming into the last lap. We're coming into the last maybe 5 minutes of the race, and Gavin Hughes is still off the front, still doing big power, still up near the 6 watts per kilogram sort of range here. Been off the front for about 8 minutes at this point, and the bunch has started to bring them back. There's the times are around about 4 seconds now, so not the 13 seconds that he did have at one point, but yeah, it looks like it's going to come back, but fantastic all the same from Gavin, and I don't think he'll have much left for the sprint, as we're just seeing him getting caught here, but fantastic effort, and yeah, hope to see you do it again, and hope to see a bit more luck next time. coming into the last couple of minutes of racing here with the A category men, and it's one big bunch. The bunch has come back together, and it's going to be a bunch sprint up the same drag as we've seen in the other couple of races. Quite steep, again 8% or so, but not too long. It only starts with about 150 or 200 meters to go. So, see, it's a type of sort of finish that we could see if some of these guys taking a long attack at. Coming into this first of two left-handers before the finish. This one's probably with about 800 meters to go. It dives down a little bit. I say this is probably maybe just after this downhill we might see one or two guys start to think about opening up and string things out before the finish. And at this next left-hand corner over the cobbles, at the next left-hand corner will be around about in the last 500 metres. And we've got one flyer up the left from Innovation, Huzbola, who's quite high on the rankings if my memory serves me right. And we've got two others in a full lead-out train, it looks like, for race favourite Stevie Young. We got followed by Koch, and coming into the last straight, we can see the finish now, and Young's just going to kick ahead of the rest, and it looks like he's going to win it quite cleanly, while the other two in the lead-out train just get swamped on the line by, looks like, Jake Simons from Finesse and Neil Ostenfeld from race organiser Team Type 1. Now we do have a special mention to all of the women that got out there with the Winter Team Race League, mixing it with all the guys there. And we do have one girl who got up there with the A grade men, Louise Hubeck from the Innovation team out of Denmark, getting up there for 41st amongst the men. Only a minute 46 behind the lead, so really impressive ride there. I think we had three riders in the B race. Yep, Cecilia Hansen getting up for 7th. Great job there. Followed by Kirsty Hall from Vision there in 45th, and Katrina Augustin in 59th. I think we had another three in the C grade. So if we just scroll down here, we've got Nadine Boscarin, Sylvie Buffard, and Stacey Sapora there in the C grade. And in D grade, we had another four riders, Sue Fort, Libby Augustin, and Sandra Bobian, and this one here, Isabel 3952. So yeah, great job everyone getting out there. Really fantastic to see you guys all mixing it up with the guys. And hopefully we'll have some women specific races we can cover in the near future. That's all from me today. Great racing everyone, and hope to see you next time. And if you film, if you stream or anything and you want to get in touch, you are welcome to get in touch with me or Alex. We're both pretty active on the Zwift Facebook pages, so just send us a message, and it's great. I mean, we couldn't do it without everyone else's help here, so obviously we can't really cover all the races ourselves, so yeah, everything helps, and right on.